She hid them for months, lied to protect them, lost everything because of it. 25 years later, the boy came back and found her forgotten in a place where no one remembered her name. Before we continue, if this is your first time watching one of our videos, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us bring you even more powerful stories. Now, let's begin.
The smell hit first, disinfectant, and something underneath it, something older. Room 14B at Shady Pines Care Home had 2 beds, 1 window, and a television bolted to the wall that no one ever turned off. Ruth Bellamy sat in the chair by the window, watching the parking lot. She had been watching it for 2 years now.
Breakfast came at 7. Lukewarm oatmeal, toast already cold. The aide who brought it never said her name, just slid the tray onto the table and left. Ruth ate slowly, not because she wanted to, because her hands did not work the way they used to. 77 years old. She had not planned for this. Nobody plans for this.
The call had come 3 years ago. Her daughter Diane, voice flat and practical. "Mom, you fell twice last month. You can't stay alone anymore." Ruth had argued. She always argued. But her body had stopped listening to her years before Diane did. Shady Pines was not the worst place. Ruth knew that. But it was not a place where anyone knew her name without checking the chart on the door. The other bed belonged to a woman named Gladys, who slept most of the day and cried most of the night. Ruth never asked why. Some questions had answers that made everything heavier. The phone on the nightstand had not rung in 11 days. Diane called once a month now, sometimes less. The conversations lasted 4 minutes, maybe 5. At the end, Diane always said the same thing: "Take care of yourself, Mom." As if Ruth had any say in the matter.
She turned back to the window. A delivery truck pulled into the lot, parked crooked, left again. 2 nurses walked past, laughing about something Ruth could not hear. She pressed her hand against the glass. It was cold, even in April. There was a time when she mattered, when people needed her, when she made decisions that changed things. That time felt like it belonged to someone else now.
Ruth closed her eyes. She thought about the motel, the Pinewood Motor Lodge, 12 rooms on Route 119, an hour outside of Pittsburgh. She had run it alone for 23 years after Ed died. 12 rooms. She remembered everyone. But room 7 was the one that stayed with her. The one she thought about when the nights got too quiet and the memories pushed through whether she wanted them or not. Room 7. January 1999. The night that cost her everything. The night she would do again without hesitation. The snow had been falling for 3 days straight. Ruth stood behind the front desk, listening to the wind rattle the windows. The parking lot was empty except for her truck. No guests for a week. January was always dead, but this year felt different, quieter, like the world had forgotten the road existed. She was about to lock up when headlights cut through the white.
A car pulled in slow, tires sliding on the ice. Old sedan, dark color, no plates on the front. It stopped in an angle near the office door, engines still running. Ruth waited. The driver's door opened. A woman stepped out, pulling a coat tight around her shoulders. She moved fast, head down, like she was being chased by something other than the cold.
Ruth saw the bruise before she saw the face. Dark purple spreading from the woman's cheekbone to her jaw. Fresh. maybe 2 days old. The woman pushed through the door, snow swirling in behind her. Ruth did not speak. She had learned that sometimes silence was kinder than questions.
"I need a room," the woman said. Her voice was steady, but her hands shook as she reached into her pocket. "Just for tonight." Ruth looked past her, through the glass door, toward the car. A small face in the back window. A boy, maybe 6 years old, staring out at the snow. He was not moving, not waving, just watching, with eyes that had seen too much for someone that age.
"How many nights?" Ruth asked. The woman hesitated. "I don't know yet." Ruth pulled a key from the board behind her. Room 7, end of the row, farthest from the road. She slid it across the counter.
$42 a night, she said. Then, quieter, "Pay when you can." The woman looked at her for a long moment. Something shifted in her expression. Surprise, maybe. Or the beginning of trust. "My name is Caroline," she said. Ruth nodded once. "Get the boy inside. I'll bring extra blankets." She watched through the window as Caroline hurried back to the car, opened the rear door, and lifted the boy out. He wrapped his arms around her neck and buried his face in her shoulder. They disappeared into room 7. The light came on behind the curtain.
She had 12 rooms. 11 were empty. As far as anyone passing through needed to know, all 12 were full. 3 days passed, then a week, then a month. Caroline paid when she could. Small bills folded tight, handed over without eye contact. Ruth stopped counting after the first week. Money was not the point anymore.
The boy's name was Marcus. Ruth learned this not from Caroline, but from watching. He did not speak, not a single word in those first weeks. He followed his mother everywhere, small hand gripping the hem of her coat, eyes tracking every sound. Ruth had seen fear before, but not like this. Not so still, so complete.
She started leaving things outside their door. Soup in a thermos, bread wrapped in cloth, crayons she found in a drawer from when Diane was young. She never knocked, just left the items on the mat and walked away. One morning, she found a drawing taped to the outside of the door. A house, a tree, a woman with gray hair standing next to them. Ruth took the drawing back to her office and pinned it to the wall above the register. She did not cry, but she sat there for a long time looking at it. February came hard that year. The pipes froze twice.
Ruth spent hours under the building with a heat gun, fingers numb, knees aching against the concrete. She was 52 years old and felt 80. But she kept the heat running in room 7. She made sure of that. One night, a truck pulled into the lot around midnight. Ruth watched from her window. Big pickup, mud on the plates, engine idling loud. A man got out and walked toward the office, boots crunching on the gravel. He was tall, broad shoulders, jaw set like concrete. He did not knock. He pounded. Ruth opened the door halfway, keeping the chain on. "Help you?"
"Looking for someone," the man said. His eyes moved past her, scanning the lot. "A woman and a kid. You seen him?" Ruth felt her heart thudding against her ribs. She kept her voice flat. "Nobody here but me. Been empty all month." The man stared at her. She stared back. "That right," he said. It was not a question. "Roads are bad," Ruth said. "Nobody wants to be out this way in February." He looked at the row of dark windows, then back at her. Something flickered in his expression. Suspicion. Calculation.
Ruth did not blink.
Finally, he stepped back. "If you see them," he said, "you call this number." He held out a card. "There's money in it for you." Ruth took the card, waited until his taillights disappeared down the road. Then she walked to room 7 and knocked twice. Caroline opened the door, face pale, Marcus pressed against her legs. "He's gone," Ruth said quietly, "but he'll be back." Caroline's eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry. We'll leave tonight. We'll find somewhere else." Ruth shook her head. "You're not going anywhere, not until it's safe."
The man came back twice more, once in March, once in April. Each time, Ruth met him at the door with the same flat stare. Each time, he left with nothing. In May, he did not come alone. 2 men this time. They walked the perimeter of the motel while the husband talked to Ruth. One of them tried the doors. Room 7, room 8, room 9. All locked. All empty.
Ruth had moved Caroline and Marcus to the basement that morning, a space behind the water heater, barely big enough for 2 people. She had put blankets down there, a flashlight, bottles of water. She told Caroline to stay silent no matter what she heard.
The husband leaned close to Ruth. She could smell cigarettes and something sour underneath. "I know they're here," he said, voice low and dangerous. "And I know you've been lying to me." Ruth did not flinch. "I don't know what you're talking about." He grabbed her arm, squeezed hard enough to leave marks. "I'll be back," he said. "And when I find them, I'll make sure everyone knows what you did." He let go. The 3 of them drove away. Ruth stood in the parking lot, arm throbbing, watching until the dust settled. The next morning, Caroline told her it was time to leave.
"My sister," Caroline said, "in New Mexico. She doesn't know where I am, but she'll take us." Ruth nodded. She had known this day would come. That evening, she helped them pack the car. It was not much. A suitcase, a bag of food, the crayons Marcus still carried everywhere. Caroline hugged her, held on for a long time. "I don't know how to thank you," she whispered. Ruth shook her head. "You don't have to." Marcus stood by the car, watching. He had started speaking again in the last few weeks. Small sentences, quiet voice, but now he was silent. Ruth crouched down to his level. She reached into her pocket and pulled out a key. The key to room 7. "This is for you," she said, "so you remember." Marcus looked at it, then at her. "Remember what?" Ruth placed the key in his palm and closed his fingers around it. "That there's always a safe place somewhere, even when it doesn't feel like it."
He hugged her then, small arms around her neck, face pressed against her shoulder. Ruth held him for a moment, then let go. She watched the car pull out onto the road and disappeared into the evening light. Inspections she had never been told about, fines she could not pay. The husband had kept his promise. He had found another way. By August, the bank took the Pinewood Motor Lodge. Ruth signed the papers without tears. She had used them all up by then. She moved into a 1-bedroom apartment in town, got a job at the hardware store, started over at 53 with nothing but a suitcase and a drawing of a house that she kept pinned to the wall. She never saw Caroline or Marcus again, but she never regretted it, not once, not for a single day. The administrator's name was Harmon. Gray suit, gray hair, gray smile that never reached his eyes. He visited Shady Pines once a month to review budgets and cut costs. This morning, he was making rounds. Ruth sat in the common room, hands folded in her lap, watching him move from resident to resident. He did not speak to them directly. He spoke to the aides, pointing at charts, making notes. When he reached Ruth's section, he glanced at her and kept walking.
She was used to that by now. Invisible. Just another chair that needed to be cleaned around. That was when Ruth noticed him. A man standing near the entrance.
Early 30s, well-dressed, dark hair. He was watching the common room the way someone watches a place they are trying to understand. His eyes moved across the residence, the peeling paint, the television playing to no one. Then they stopped. On Ruth. She felt something shift in her chest, a recognition she could not name yet. The man walked toward her. Slowly, deliberately. He stopped in front of her chair and reached into his pocket. He pulled out something small, metal, worn with age.
A key. Ruth's breath caught in her throat. The man's voice was quiet but steady. You told me to remember that there's always a safe place somewhere. He crouched down to her level, the same way she had crouched down to him 25 years ago in a dark parking lot. My name is Marcus, and I've been looking for you for a very long time. Ruth's hands were shaking. Tears she thought she had used up years ago came back without warning. Marcus took her hand and placed the key in her palm. The same key. The same room. 25 years of carrying it.
You lost everything because of us, he said. You never asked for anything back. Ruth tried to speak. The words would not come. Marcus leaned closer. I run a construction company now. 53 employees. We build hospitals. And I'm taking you out of here today. There's a place in Maplewood. Private room. Garden view. Staff who know every name. He squeezed her hand. You gave me this key, so I would remember there's always a safe place. Somewhere.
He smiled, the first real warmth she had seen in this building in 2 years. Now, I'm giving it back. Ruth pressed the key against her chest. For the first time in a very long time, she did not feel forgotten. She felt found. If this story moved you, remember this. Kindness does not expire. The people you help may carry your name for decades, waiting for the moment they can give back what you gave them. Subscribe for more stories where quiet courage returns with unstoppable force.